What is going on YouTube? It is your boy Freakeasy Gaming coming at you with another Fallout 4 video. And in today's Fallout 4 video, I want to talk about how to make Fallout 4 last longer. Now, before I get into the video any further, I would like to say in no way, shape, or form am I saying I hate or am I bashing on Fallout 4. I would also like to say I do like the game, and I would also like to add in that if I offend you throughout any time throughout this whole video, I do apologize because some people do have misunderstandings on my channel. A very small percentage of people who watch my videos sort of misunderstand what I'm trying to say, and I would like to say to those people, I do not aim to offend anyone throughout this whole video, and I do apologize if I do offend you. Now, with that said, let's get into the video. Now, today's talk is going to be how to make Fallout 4 last longer. And what I mean by how to make Fallout 4 last longer is that if you have not played the game already, Fallout 4 is a very short game with limited side quests, and basically it's not what we're used to seeing from Bethesda. Because when I played Bethesda games like Fallout 3 and The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, Fallout 4 is relatively short compared to them. Fallout 3 and The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim had way more side quests, they had way more main story, and sort of Fallout 4 fell short of that. You know, they added in a lot of cool new things, like the dialogue where your character actually gets to talk physically instead of you having just to pick a response. And also, they added in the settlement building, which is really cool, and that will make the game last a little bit longer. Now, if you are like me, I know a lot of people are like me that have already beat the game, that have already found most of the collectibles, and basically done everything worth doing, like finding all the unique weapons and finding all the unique armor. Uh, that is great and that is amazing, but if you do that, you are going to kill the game for yourself. And here are my tips on basically how to make Fallout 4 last longer. Now, one is to either put the game on its highest difficulty by going to settings, going to gameplay, and putting it on survival mode. Now, survival mode is going to make the game a lot harder. It's going to be a lot harder and it's going to suck. It does, but it will make the game last a lot longer. Now, if you don't want to do that option, that's okay. I maybe got a second suggestion for you that hopefully you do like. What you do is leave the game on its normal setting, and once you leave the game on its normal setting, find a gun you really like. Now, a gun I really like in this game is a weapon called the Gainer. It is a very powerful 44 handgun, and it's absolutely amazing. It sets targets on fire for 15 points of damage. I have fun with this gun all the time, and it's really the only gun I've been using for quite a while. And holy crap, we just teleported like a magician. But it is a gun I've been using for a while, and I have found out that if you find a gun that you like, and you find a gun that you like and that you like using, it is going to make the game a lot better. Basically, it's going to add more playthrough value, which is going to make the game more fun all around. Now, my second tip is to not blow through the main story. If anything, avoid the whole main story if you can. Once you avoid the whole main story, then you are basically free to sort of explore everything else. The second thing I suggest you do after doing the difficulty thing or finding a weapon you really enjoy using is exploring everything else before you start the main story. Now, the reason I say that is because, once again, the main story is very short. Explore everything. It's quite fun. There's a lot of locations here to explore. There's hundreds of locations, and it's awesome. It's really kind of big, but not as big as Fallout 3 and Skyrim, once again. And it's really fun to do that. So explore second. That's going to take up a lot of time. And then the third thing you are going to want to do is beat the game finally. Pick a faction, and hopefully you will be happy with that. Now, if you are looking to get all 4 faction endings, my suggestion to you is basically play through the main story first. Get the first faction ending, play through the main story again, get the second faction ending, play through the main story the third time, get the third faction ending, and finally play through the story again, get the fourth faction ending, and if you are extreme, and I know some people are, play through the game a 5th time and make it the game you want. Choose the faction that you want to side with, that you think the best outcome is going to be. because there are going to be DLCs for this game, and nobody really knows what they hold in store for us as of this moment. So, choose a faction that you want. Be happy with the game that you create is also my advice, sort of to make it last longer. Now, moving off of the sort of beating the game 5 times, my other advice to make it last longer is do settlements last. Now, if you don't know, in this Fallout, there are settlement building. Now, I'm not going to really show the settlement building because I don't really want to ruin it too much. You may have seen it at E3, but I don't want to put anything in the game in this video that's really going to spoil the game for you, because I know even the slightest little glimpse can spoil it for somebody, and I just don't want to even spoil it for one person. So here, obviously, you could build settlements. Now, at Red Rocket Truck Stop, you can build a settlement. That's not giving away too much or anything like that. You can build settlements. It's quite fun. There are multiple locations you can build settlements at. I believe 8 locations or more that you could build settlements at. I've built 8 settlements on my PS4 version of the game. And it's absolutely fun. However, they do get attacked often. So the reason why I say do that last is basically you need to sort of baby your settlements all the time. So do it last, don't do it first, because if you build settlements first, you're going to be stuck babying your settlements, and you're not going to be able to finish the main story even if you wanted to, because the settlements are always going to be under attack. They always are, at least for me they are, even though my defense on those settlements is very high. Another advice to make the game last longer, and this is going to sound weird, is to get yourself another game, basically to play all the time, more than Fallout 4. Now, sort of make it a multiplayer game, something that you can have fun with, something that has a campaign. Basically, get yourself some other games that you can have fun with. They don't have to be new, they don't have to be expensive, you don't have to buy yourself a new game system. Just make it games that you have fun with. They could be cheap little indie games on PC. They could be those indie games on Xbox Live or PS4. Sort of something that you're going to have fun with, and that's going to last a long time for you, and sort of take little chunks and nibbles out of Fallout 4 at one time, and sort of try to make it last as long as possible, because it is a very short game. And that's sort of my advice to you on how to make Fallout 4 last longer. Anyways, if you did enjoy the video, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. Anyways, it's been your boy Freaky Gaming. I love each and every single one of you. I will see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember, stay freaky.